Hi everyone, today I will be discussing my ecological assessment project. I was able to observe a 5th grade classroom inclusion class where 4 of her students had IEPs and 3 were gifted. Prior to her teaching the lesson, she was able to give me a tour of her classroom. She had a very nice class library. She also had a lot of technology from a smart board, projector, laptops for her students. She had all of her school standards and lesson objectives on a bulletin board for administration to observe. I was able to watch her complete a math lesson on dividing fractions and turning them into mixed numbers. There she gave a lot of examples, went over them to teach her students. She had them turn and talk, which allowed the students to have about a minute to discuss what they were learning. She also then presented an interactive video that stopped frequently to ask questions, where she would have the students write on dry erase boards their answers and then lift it up to show her so she can see where everybody was at in the lesson. Mrs. Amadi, which was the teacher's name, she did not have her classroom rules displayed. The school uses a program called Sanford Harmony to promote healthy relationships and social and emotional skills. So therefore, the rules are called classroom expectations. They're created and reviewed by the class as a whole, and they're discussed at the beginning of class, and therefore not necessary to be posted on the wall. She only had to use redirection during her lesson, so she called out on certain students if they were being disruptive and then returned to her lesson quickly. She didn't cause a lot of interruptions in her lessons for redirection. But I was able to discuss with her what consequences she uses, and she uses private conversations if redirection doesn't work, moving seats, parental contact, and the last resort is a referral to the office. In conclusion of my assessment project, I discussed how Mrs. Amadi did not collect data, but if she were to collect data, I would recommend collecting the frequency of time she had to redirect a certain student who continued to be disruptive. So that was my project.